Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. It is 10 o'clock. We are here with Reverend Sheila Tillich. We're excited to be here with you today on Saturday. We both have a lot going on. Holy cow. So I think this topic of self-care is going to be so appropriate because this Lionsgate energy has been a lot. And I know just for myself, and the words that really kept coming to me were rediscovery, reinvention, new beginnings, infinite possibilities, and downloads of ancestral wisdom.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, this is big stuff. Good morning, Vicki. Welcome.
Good morning.
So
everybody.
that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to, we talked about Lionsgate last week. So, this week it's about, okay, how do we manage the energies? How do we manage dealing with everything that you're kind of going through? Because for many of us, especially if you're a light worker, you may be feeling the shifts of consciousness. You may be feeling really dizzy or out of sorts, not able to concentrate because at the cellular level, you're getting these downloads that are really affecting you. And for many of us, we might not even recognize what these downloads of ancestral wisdom are for a few weeks, which is okay, but we're feeling them come in.
I love how you said ancestral wisdom. Ancestral wisdom is very important because that's exactly is this new energy that's here that we are able to tap into that. And we as light workers, of course, that's what we teach. And a lot of people that's the awakening that's happening. That's the consciousness shift. It's awesome. Great transformation happening here. Great ascension stuff happening. And the Lionsgate is just very powerful. Even people that aren't even into holistic stuff. They're saying, what the heck is going on? So I said, hold on, you'll be okay. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah. Drink your water, get your rest, get outside as much as you can. So there's just a lot of energies out there. Good morning, Kara. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, because like we talk about, there's no coincidences. Everything is synchronicity. And so, hello, Nellie. One of the books that I've been reading, because in self-care, one of the big things about self-care is really doing things that fill your cup up. And for me, it's always about learning. It's always about what I can bring myself to that's going to fill my cup up, because I need the support. I need the even if I'm reading something that's just kind of reiterating what I've already learned in another, you never know how someone's going to give you more information or another spin on it. So anyway, I've been reading The Divine Masters, Ancient Wisdom by Kyle Gray. And I'm absolutely loving it. So I highly recommend it. So what I'm up to, because I've been doing one Ascended Master a day, because he gives you a breakdown of who they are and then a nice prayer to go with it. And so Kuan Yin is the Ascended Master that is of pure compassion and the goddess of mercy, compassion, and love. She is loved the world over, especially in the East, in China, Korea, Japan, and Malaysia. She works with and can help you with developing grace and poise, feeling compassionate towards yourself and others, stepping back from a situation that's causing you distress, improving your own self-care. Kuan Yin's activation is about drawing the light of the Bodhisattvas to you. These bright lights of Buddhism represent ultimate compassion and grace. Through experiencing them more deeply, you are encouraging yourself to become more like them. Breathe deeply. If there's a challenging situation between you and another person, think of it now. Imagine pure, pearly white energy washing over you in the situation, gently like summer rain. And then there is a very lengthy prayer here that I'm not going to read, but this is basically you can just ask her to come in and help you with the situation in your own words. But that's what we really need to do when you're talking self-care. Self-care isn't simply grounding or drinking your water or getting rest. That's important. But self-care is what can you bring into your experience? It's really going to help you fill up your own cup. What can you be passionate about? Where can you spend time that you're going to feel good about? And for many mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, it's really hard for us to put ourselves first. It's really hard for us to take the time that we need to take out because we feel guilty. And I know for myself as a former people pleaser that it was a really, really uncomfortable situation to have to do when it was saying no or stepping back from a situation that people were wanting me to engage in and literally fix. So that's where I think in this energy, it's going to be so important for those of you who do feel uncomfortable about stepping out of your people pleasing to get uncomfortable and to do it. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, everybody. Cynthia, I was just thinking about you about a half hour ago, and I have a surprise for you. So look in your email. I love how you popped in, and it's pretty early out there in California right now. So I love how you talked about, Melissa, about the self-care, about, taking care of yourself and being a former people pleaser. And, it's not only women, it's men too. But men are just starting to make this connection, which is really great. That's what I love about, stepping into our divineness and also helping the men step into their masculine divineness, what they need to do, and being able to be that shining light for other people to hear it and feel it and do it is awesome. For me, I do it daily. I do all the readings and I do a bunch of stuff, but I also do yoga. I did yoga today. I got my yoga shirt on. Woohoo! Did yoga.
Yes.
Yay! And I was outside on the side of my apartment in the grass doing my yoga. So connecting with Mother Earth. And we've talked about that all the time, going outside, connecting with the energy and stuff like that. And another thing I'm going to do today, I'm going to be a pampering day. I'm going with one of my besties, Denise, and we're going to one of our favorite spots in Amherst, New York, called the Aurora Salt Wellness Center. So if you ever had a chance, that's an actual cave. It's a salt cave, with great stuff like that. So doing stuff like that is self-care, and a lot of times we feel guilty for self-care. Well, guess what? You don't need to feel guilty. You absolutely need it. You need to do that self-care each and every day. I love how we can give suggestions, and especially, people that aren't into energy work, as I said, they're just catching on. They're just catching on. And I'll say, what did you do today to take care of yourself? Well, I brush my teeth, that type of stuff. It's like they can't think of it. They're so wrapped up in life. And I get it. We've had a chance to live this life for many years and to do it. But I go back and forth. I don't know about you, Melissa. Well, I do know about you, Melissa. We struggle with this, because, we live the life, but we're human too. And that's where we have to ease up on ourselves, and have the compassion for ourselves. And I love Kuan Yin, when she came into my life years ago, compassion, and it is exactly what it's all about. It's compassion. And especially during this time, it is crazy. Do we have any questions out there?
Good morning, Marcia. I want to say good morning to Marcia. And I love that Lori is just validating that, yes, it is important. And one of the things I read from someone dancing. She was had posted something on Facebook about how she's uncomfortable about dancing. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I'm feeling really out of sorts, when I'm feeling like I can't get out of my own way, I don't like myself, like I'm feeling discouraged, I'm feeling guilt, I'm feeling blame, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling resentment, I'm feeling like all those things because something isn't happening when I want it to, because I'm human and I want what I want. I dance it out. I get the dishes going, I get the music on, and thank God that the people downstairs deal with me, because I'm usually blasting my music at like 11 o'clock in the morning doing my dishes. Yeah. Sharon, good morning. Welcome, Sharon. And Kara, I need to work on self-care. What do you feel you need to work on, my girl? Is it the time, setting the time aside, or the guilt that when you take the time and do the things that you enjoy, the guilt that comes with that? What is it, honey? Because that's what we need to let go of. We need to let go of anything that's keeping us from doing the things that really fill our cup up. And when you're just stepping into this, when you're just stepping on this path of being very conscious about where you are energetically and what you need, and then doing what it is that you need, it can feel, again, like I said, very uncomfortable, to the point where you feel wrong, or you feel bad, or you feel like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing because others want you to be doing X, Y, and Z. Really, really important to say, hold the phone. I'm going to shut the door. I'm going to turn off the electronics, and I'm going to just go within, and I'm going to read whatever I need to read. I'm going to listen to whatever I need to listen to, or I'm going to take a flippin' nap and be okay with it.
Yeah. And also it's very hard if you're in a relationship, and they really don't understand where you're coming from, especially when you're on this first beginning of this journey, and it's always, and I always teach, it's always about an inside job. Take care of yourself first. And that's where the issues and the tissues come into play, where we have a hard time letting go of others' expectations, what other people think of us, the guilt that we have. Those are the issues. And once you start to step into your divineness, you step into the self-care, you start to feel more comfortable. All right. And it's taking those steps, one step forward, two steps back, slowly developing this. However, there's many tools out there. And I like what Lori said about time management is hard. Absolutely. What is hard for me is getting to bed early enough so I can get up early enough, because morning time is my time, really. However, these energies out here has been crazy. I'm up in the middle of the night and all this stuff is happening. But it is. Self-care is really important, and I don't beat myself up anymore for that.
Yeah, because Cynthia says it's a foreign ground to do for yourself when you've served others all your life. Guilt is one of the aspects, and lifetime habit is another. Bingo.
Cynthia, you've got it right there. I love that. I love that response. I like that. Vicky uses headphones, playing upbeat music to get moving while cleaning them to feel better. Absolutely. And also, when you have the children around, right, it's great to have the headsets on so you can do all that stuff, but you still have your eyes open because you're still watching, but you're still taking care of yourself. I love it, Vicky. I like that one.
So Kara says, my fiance is super great. He was a little skeptical at first, but he's so supportive now. Bingo. That's so important. So important. So, Amy, you say this is absolutely correct, Sheila. I think that's where I have a problem with, honey. Be specific. What is it that Sheila said that you're having a problem with so we can help you? Or Sheila, do you think you know?
I already know. Yeah. But let her share.
Okay. All right. So I think that music, reading, listening to podcasts, listening to books on tape. I'm a reader. I love to read, but I talk to so many people who are like, Melissa, I do not want to read. I don't like to read. I don't have time to read. But there's so many audiobooks now and so many things that you can get actually for free on YouTube. So Amy says, I have a question. What if other people have had expectations for you but didn't mean theirs but not myself? I have a question. What if other people had expectations for you but didn't mean theirs but not myself? Not sure what you're asking, honey. But you're right. Other people's expectations, it's one of the things that we sometimes just have to let go of. We have to really stand in our power and say, that's awesome that you think I should be doing X, Y, and Z, but really I'm going to do A, B, and C because that's what I need. Okay. And if they love you, they'll respect that. And if they don't respect you, then you have to kind of revisit, is this a healthy relationship? Because if they're not respecting your boundaries, do they really get a seat at your table?
It's really hard when you're in a relationship and you're on a path and your significant other isn't on the same path, and that's a hard one. And we all go through it. That's part of your development. They will try to self-sabotage you, and make you feel selfish, make it be your fault that you're taking care of yourself. And that is like red flags in a relationship, is that really healthy for you? And I know it's a hard decision for anybody. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that recognize it, all right? And then, of course, what you can do is go inside and send the love inside. First, understand the love for yourself, but send the love out to that person because they don't know. They don't know what they don't know, all right? And so you have to be the example of showing, what this is all about. When you start to change, when you start to have better self-care, and when they start to say things that are very self-sabotaging, about what you're doing, all right? Understand where it's coming from, all right? It's coming from their issues and their hurts or whatever. Of course, you have to reflect on what are you doing? When are you doing it? Is it, productive for the whole, but not to feel guilty for taking care of yourself. That is a very powerful thing that we have got to learn as a society, that it's okay to take care of yourself in many, many ways, right? Partnerships and people that are on the same path, it's a really hard one. I get that. Still go inside and try not to let their feelings, their expectations ruin your moving forward.
Yeah, and Amy, in-laws, family can be some of the hardest relationships because they have those expectations of what they think you should be or shouldn't be. And it's societal and it's familial, and honey, you just have to do what's best for you. But I think what Sheila just said is perfect. It's profound.
Yeah. It's about the programming. They don't know any different. You do, they don't. And I used to hate that, being in recovery, I know they don't, so it's really about you. It's like, yeah, but it's like their programming is different than yours. And it's all about you reprogramming your thoughts and expectations about yourself. So don't forget about that. Reprogramming and your belief systems. Now you're starting to walk in your sacred divineness. In other words, you're starting to awaken to, I want to take care of myself. I want to have self-care. How do I do that? Time management. Lori, I love how you talked about that. Get up 15 minutes earlier. Sit and do meditation. Sit and do yoga at the same time. You can sit on the floor, put your back against the wall. I used to do that a lot and read my meditations when I was first in recovery, right? Because my husband didn't like it. But I would get up early. He would leave for work. I'd get up, sit on the wall, practice doing yoga and stretching, and do my meditation at the same time. Get up. But it only 15 minutes it took me. So time management is hard, but you've got to make yourself a priority. That's the key.
That's it. Making yourself a priority. So good morning, Michelle. Jasa, what I would say about that is, how do you keep the faith then of real spiritualism? How do you know who to follow? How do you know who's real, who isn't? Who do you resonate with? Who do you really believe when they're speaking? Does it touch your soul? If it doesn't, and it doesn't resonate with you, then I would say just move on to the next person, because there are a lot of people that are at different points in the vibrational field, and if you're not around where they are, it's not going to feel good. So honey, just be very discerning about what it is you're reading or listening to, and what doesn't feel good. Just say, I'm going to let it go with light and love, and I'm going to go over here to what does feel good. I love that. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah, and Suzanne, you hit this nail on the head. Most people mirror their feelings onto you. Absolutely. So you have to be, and I've been actually talking a lot lately about this to people, because they come to me and they say, why is this person treating me this way? Why is this person doing this to me? It's because they don't feel good about themselves. It's not about you. It's about themselves. And if you can really step out of when you're being criticized or judged or expected, look at, okay, is that something really going on with me? Or is this something they're projecting onto me because they're grappling with it, or they're unconsciously dealing with it, and it's coming out and being spewed at me in a way that doesn't feel good because it's not about me.
Exactly. And also, when that starts to happen too, look at your own fear. Look at your own fear. Fear plays a big part in everything that we do. And of course they're mirroring, they're afraid, they're losing you. You're trying to stand in your own sacred truth, but as you start to unravel and continue this awakening, you will start to realize what is your stuff and what is their stuff. That's the key. And a lot of times you don't want to look at your stuff. You don't want to take the responsibility. You're changing because of the fear of the consequences. So it's all an inside job. I've always said that. It's an inside job. You're awakening now because you wouldn't be here. All right. So that's a good thing. Also, discernment always. JC, you're right. Melissa, you're right about telling JC. Discernment about anything. Go inside and check out how it resonates with you. What's the frequency? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Icky? Sad? Look at yourself. In early recovery, they have all the different signs on the wall. You're happy, you're sad, or whatever. It's like, and sometimes you don't know what the heck you feel. And I didn't use those words. I said, I didn't know what the F I feel, because I could never say that word. When I was young, it's like,
yeah, I don't have that problem.
I didn't know what I felt, and it was freeing. So that was a big challenge for me to actually say that word. But the thing is that it's a one day at a time thing, and it comes. Okay.
So,
That's
good morning, Debbie, and welcome, welcome, welcome. And Suzanne, this is so profound. This is your self awareness coming through, and that's what we're all doing. We're all becoming very self aware, and only then can you know what you need for self care. So, I recognize that I've actually done that to others. Recognizing it helps me to move forward. Bingo.
that's what, isn't it something, and I've always said, isn't it wonderful now, the older I get, the wiser my parents become. But the older I get, the wiser I become, because I recognize things in myself that is like, oh, did I do that? That's not cool. That's not cool. Recognizing your own awareness of the things you do is bingo. It's the moving forward. Then you can take the responsibility to change those beliefs, change those programmings, change the people, places, and things in your life. And the most important, you change you. You change yourself, and you ascend and you evolve. That's the key.
Spirit has guided me most of the way on my journey. YouTube, books, and even people. Sheila, I still can't say that word.
Which word? Which word?
I think the F word.
The F word. Well, so we can do freaking. We can do freaking.
My mother always said fudge. And I didn't. Yeah, I never understood why she was always saying fudge. And then I got older. I'm like, oh, that's what she meant.
That's good. I like that. Oh, fudge. A coworker of mine years ago used to say, "Oh, bananas, banana fanas." It's like, what? It's like, but it's cool. Thank you. I like that. Yeah, fudge. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, self-care, guys. It is more about just eating right. It is more about just getting enough rest or drinking enough water or grounding. It's about filling your cup up, filling your soul manna with what is going to feed you, whether that's reading inspirational material, doing creative projects that you're passionate about, putting your time and energy towards your goals, your dreams, taking that one step at a time. And, that's when you're really truly filling up your soul, is when you're getting into alignment with where you're being inspired to be taken.
When you talked about filling up your soul, that brings back a topic that we had before about filling that love tank. The love tank. It's all about filling what's really going on inside yourself. And a lot of times we didn't get that in our relationships growing up or in our relationships that we're in now. So it's really about filling your own love tank.
No, and that's really what self-care comes down to. It comes down to not looking outside of into the external for anything that you really need, that you need to go within. And so whether it's love, respect, whatever it is, you got to go deep. You got to go into your heart. You got to go into your own heart. And for some of us, that self-love is almost non-existent, because we were not allowed to love ourselves because we didn't feel lovable. So we struggle with that. And that's what I think that I love, the healing the issues in your tissues, and why I have loved, really doing the IET with people, because I'm helping them to recognize and unburden that little spark of self-love that's being held down or encased in hurt and pain and trauma of not being able to be lovable. Like, you don't feel lovable, so you can't even love yourself. How can you have a relationship? How can you love someone else? How can you receive love if you can't even love yourself? That's why it's so important that we go within.
Yeah, absolutely. In my practice, I deal with energy psychology, and energy psychology mostly in the first 7 years of your life. And how did you get that way? It was instilled and printed on you from situations, in living situations as a child. You were totally innocent and you had no other way. So now it's the reprogramming and changing, starting to be that lovable person inside yourself. So believe me, we get it. We've been there. And that's why working stuff, what we do, we love what we do. We love what we do is to help people to go and address those issues that are so deep, the fears, the anger, the shame, and also the low self-worth. And that's what it's all. Where did it come from? So that's where we go back. And self-care is one of the biggest things that we get taught is selfish, and
Yes.
And it's like, where is that coming from? Like control. So it's all about, the issues of how you live your life. So absolutely, Melissa, you hit it right on the nail here.
So, oh my gosh, we did it again. We're almost out of time. We are so happy that you're all here with us today. And I just want to say a lot of this is actually addressed on my blog. So if you go to guidance311.com and check out my blog, you can read more about recognizing, releasing, and restoring, which are the 3 R's that I've kind of come up with to help us move through when we're becoming self-aware, and how you can restore your divinity, whether you can restore your connection with yourself in helping you to recognize that you need to love yourself. So that is all there on the blog. It's for free. Please take a look at it. But Sheila, I know you've got a lot going on that will really help people.
Oh, yeah. So, of course, we have the Lightworkers Connection, which is the next one is on the 18th. Last Wednesday's was awesome. We also talked about co-creation of purpose, which was actually divine. It was wonderful. What I have coming up is, of course, my master's class next weekend. And in September, I have my intensive workshop, which was all 3 levels of IET. And then this allows you to go on to become a master. You're the master level, which I'm a trainer. I can train you to do that. So that's what Melissa has done. She's gone through all 4 of my levels. And now she's a master, and it allows her to help people in a way. But I really want to stress IET is about helping you. It is about your self-healing journey. You do not have to be a practitioner to learn IET or understand it. And I use it a lot in my practice. I have a lot of different things that I use, but IET is wonderful to deal with being self-care, taking care of yourself. So don't forget it. Take care of yourself. October, we have a wonderful fire walk that's happening October 30th, of course. And for those of you who know John Ryan, Dr. Ryan will be in Rochester, thank goodness, on October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th for the Unity Field Healing Trainers training, the practitioner training. So that's exciting. That's coming up. And I'm just excited about the summer. It's been very busy, doing things and enjoying myself. And pretty soon, September's coming, getting back, kids going back to school and getting back to normal, hopefully. So there's many things happening. Just go to my website, sheilatillich.com.
I just put your website /events. So any event that Sheila's got going on is in her event section of her website. So it's there because it's too much, guys, to keep track of.
Oh, yeah. I've got some also great specials going on, too.
Definitely.
It's actually in my newsletter, too. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, you need to go to my website and opt in to do that. But I actually put there, for all my Canadian friends out there, I have a 25% special on all my services for those who like to take advantage of, especially the package deals. Also, my package deals, I have specials on that for my release, heal, and evolve packages. So $50 off one and $100 off the other 2. So take advantage of that. Okay.
That's awesome. And guys, if you're wanting to work on your intuition, if you're wanting to develop your mediumship, classes are here. I'm so excited. So September and October, big months. September, we're going to actually start with the mediumship class. Many folks in the past have wanted something that was more convenient because weeknights don't always work for people. So we're actually going to do the mediumship class Sunday afternoons from 3 to 5. So hopefully those of you who wanted to be able to take it in the past and were unable to will be able to be in this cohort. So that'll be really exciting. And then for those of you who really just want to develop your intuition for yourself, or to pull cards, use tools, pendulums, tuning rods, tuning forks, whatever it is that you want to use, developing the intuition will help you to be able to act in trust and act the information that you're receiving, the cards that you're pulling, the pendulum that you're using. That is going to be in October. Very, very looking forward to that. Both of these classes I have taught several times. Really exciting stuff. Really my passion. It's my passion. So the healing, the reading, all of that is stuff that I love to do. But the classes, that is where it's at. That is when I ask Spirit, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself out there? What am I bringing to the table? This is what they said to me. You're the teacher, and it's time to teach. So here we go. So this fall, we step into it.
You go, girl. Living your passion. I love it. And your purpose. That's what it's about. We all have it. It's there, everybody. It's there. All right. All right. We had a
So-
great time.
We did. Thank you all for being here. We just send you so many blessings and so much love, and we just love each and every one of you. And if you have any questions, if you want to work with either one of us, please just go to our websites, and we'll talk to you next week, guys. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.